Dobrý den! So today I'm coming to you from the Vršovice section of Prague, and we are going to take a tour of the stadium and museum for SK Slavia Praha. So right off the bat, any stadium that has a McDonald's built into it is a friend of mine. So in terms of football clubs, just to full disclosure and off the bat, I am a Liverpool supporter for top flight football. I have been since 1996. So I really don't, when it comes to Slavia or Sparta or Bohemians, I really don't have a dog in the fight. In terms of Prague clubs, I'm a big supporter of SK Dolní Hábry over in Prague 8. That's where I go support on home and away games. But today, we're going to take a behind-the-scenes tour into the stadium of SK Slavia Praha, along with the museum. So I'm hoping that you'll come with me on this great journey. Shall you? So this is the Fortuna Arena, but I think when it opened as Eden Park. I think that's what a lot of locals and supporters even call it to this day. But so Slavia as a club was actually formed in 1892 over in the Vinohrady district of Prague. The football club itself was formed in 1896. But when it was formed, originally was formed as a literary and cycling club, which explains why when all the Slavia fans gather once a year to ride their bikes across Prague reading books. It's actually an amazing thing to see. If you're ever here, I think they do that in the September, October time frame. Sorry, that's a little bad humor. Literary, reading books, riding bikes. Sounded good though. It'd be a good fundraising thing. Come over and check. Some of the legends on the wall here. So one thing here that caught my eye, so this gentleman here, Edvard Beneš, he played for Slavia. And for those of you who might be watching from the United States, here's a little bit of did you know? So Edvard Beneš was a Czechoslovakian president. I actually believe he was the president before World War II, ended up going over to the UK. But anyway, so Edvard Beneš had a niece named Emily Benešova. She was actually born in Switzerland. But Emily Benešova has a daughter who is a very famous TV presenter in the United States. And her name is Mika Brzezinski. So Emily Benešova married Zbigniew Brzezinski, who happened to be the national security director under Jimmy Carter, and they had a daughter, Mika Brzezinski. So there's a tie between the United States and SK Slavia Football Club. If you didn't know, now you know. It's gonna go around here. New fan shop. We'll go in there a little bit later, check that out. So LFC fans, check that out. 1936. Pretty sure that Vladdy Schmeitzer played for RC Lens. Sorry, RC Lens. Liverpool legend Vladimir Schmeitzer. Vladdy scored 2 goals in the 2005 Champions League final. He actually scored the winner, a winning penalty kick against AC Milan. I remember that day like it was yesterday. I was living in Southern California, 2005, Newport Beach, and I remember that goal like it was yesterday.
položili kámen a začali jsme stavět. Když neměla Slavě hřiště. Když to je letná.
Tam se teď Sparta, jo?
Tak my jsme byli naproti. Jsme tam byli o hodně dřív. Sparta na tom místě ceně přišla až 1917. A my už tam byli 1897. Jsme byli letenský klub, pak nás komunisti vyhodili. Stavili pomník, stavili tak jsme čili Czech.
So check out this jersey. Imagine playing in that. Pretty sure that's a goalkeeper's jersey, but imagine how many hydration breaks you would need playing a match in a kit like that during the World Cup this past year, during the summer. Brutal. Beautiful.
Tady už se hraje na ta vodárenská věž, a tam jsme měli ještě. Takovýhle jsme měli kabiny pro manšafty. Ale 1901, když už jsme měli nádherný barák, jak funguje. A takhle jsme to tam přistavili. Jsou 30. léta. Víš, a Němci nám ten stadion zapálili, pak když bylo postaveno. Tak jsme si postavili novou tribunu a pak nás vyhodili komunisti. Takže jsme se tam neohřáli.
Wonder whose jersey this is. Look at that.
Co myslíš, jako? Ona tam jenom tomu dala srdíčko.
Čau, Soni!
Jak se hrál ty, to tady
Jersey from Karol Porborski when he played for Man United.
My co tady dělat?
No.
Spolupracovat.
No, nevím. Hele, vypadá prostě na první. Vidíš to? Bylo
Takže to udělali, jo. Jo. Máme tady tak, pravděpodobně. Říkal asi 50, takže 55. No, tak dej 55. No, těch, co ještě tady byli od...
Current manager.
Skáčka, tak těch gol 25.
Really nice museum. Here's the area where they do the interviews. Dobrý den. So these, I think, would be the home team dressing room. So they don't let you go in there. unless you have an all access pass. I think these are the away team dressing rooms. There we go. 2 bikes, keeping up with that Slavia cycling tradition. Gotta have the bikes. Training room. Got the showers. Now we're going to walk out on the pitch. Here we are. Got that big fan blowing back there. So this is actually a really good stadium. I've actually been to a couple matches here. Good atmosphere. I was hoping to get the storm the pitch excursion here at Slavia. Sorry, little dark humor there for Slavia fans, but the end of last year, for those of you who don't know, and this end right here is where the ultras sit. And 3 minutes before the end of the match, and when they would have won the league, their fans stormed the pitch. They still ended up winning the league, but they had to forfeit that match. And I think the next couple matches the fans were not allowed in the stadiums. 3 seconds to go and you storm the pitch. And they were winning. There you go. That was yesterday. It's in the past. Have to forget it. And this is the home seats, the home dugout, if you will, I think. I don't know what they call it in football, actually, but this is where the Slavia players would sit. We're going to go up to the VIP section there in just a little bit, up there. That's where the Slavia royalty sits. That's where my mate Ian would be sitting from Scotland if he was here, because he's a big deal, and big deals, when they go places, sit in big places. But it's a great stadium, really nice. On the inside, clean. So up there you'll see the J.W. Madena Tribune. His name is actually Jake Madden. So he was the Slavia coach from 1905 to 1930. and he happens to be from Scotland. So definitely my mate Ian from Scotland would be sitting up there, just by association of that legendary man. Back in after the match. There we go. Nashledanou. Hezký den. Nice walkout area. Looks like these are all the clubs Slavia has played against all across Europe. There we go, Scotland. They have not played at Liverpool. Interesting. So Liverpool's played here, but they have not played at Liverpool. But Vladimir Šmícer has played at Liverpool. Here's the presidential lounge. Very nice, posh. You get to go in here when you're a really big deal. Bar area over there. So they actually are serving Pilsner now. It used to be Lubkowitz. Maybe it's Pilsner just here for the big deals. Oh, buffet over there. Rodrigo jersey. Very nice. Look at that. Jan Kohler, what a legend. Press room. Very nice. Pardon, pani trainor? Question? Now we're up at the TV area. This is really good. What a great tour. Looking down on the stadium. So this is what they serve during a match. I don't know if it's a derby or a match. Derby would be against Sparta. Look at that. 3,700 sausages. 11,500 beers. Nobody drinks more beer than the Czechs. That is a global fact. And because of the sausages and beer, a lot of toilet paper, a lot of hand sanitizer. There you go. Really cool. This would be the press area, my bet. TV over there, press here. So Ian, I'm corrected. I think this would be your VIP box right here. A lot of toys to play with. That's pretty cool. Something for the kids. TV and press guys that bring their kids to the games. Really cool. I think this tour costs 350 crowns, so I don't know, what is that? 15 bucks maybe? Well worth it. I think we have another area to go to as well. And over there in that end, I'm pretty sure that's where the hotel, there's a hotel built in. Looks like a couple rooms you can watch from your room. But there is a hotel built into this stadium. One more little pan around here. So this is the VIP area here. These are out during Dobrý den. So this is the VIP area. Look at this. Vladimir Schmitzer. 7, 11, and 17. Funny enough that my favorite player for Dolny Habry wears number 17. So here you go, Liverpool fans. Look at that ball control. So I'm pretty sure that under when Vladdy and Poborski played in the 90s, I think it was the 90s, this is the first time they won the league or a cup in like 40 years, 49 years, something like that. So he brought greatness not only to Slavia but to Liverpool. Playing for loans. Let's see if we can get a, there we go. Liverpool. So one thing I read, and I'm not sure if this story is true, but I read that, so I believe Vladimir Šmicer comes from a town in the northern part of the Czech Republic, actually on the border with Germany, called Děčín, little town outside of Děčín, I think. And I read a story that Vladdy, when he was 14 years old, came with his father to Prague, walked in and asked for a tryout with Slavia. And the rest is history. So there you go, kids. Anything is possible. Great jerseys. Patrick Berger, another Liverpool great. Yes, they have gone to Pilsner Urquell for Slavia matches. Absolutely epic. Beer does make a difference, and Pilsner is the best. What is this? Oh, so this brings up another good point. So during communism, so this is something from October 1956, SK Slavia. So back under communism, they're actually known as Dynamo Praha. So they actually organized a trip across South Africa. Looks like they did a little bit of lion poaching. VIP boxes down here. So you sit up here when you're a really, really big deal. VIP section. Seats covered. So for Liverpool fans, I was actually at a match here when Arne Slot coached from that box for Feyenoord when he's Feyenoord in the Netherlands. And they won that match. They beat Slavia. It was in the UEFA Cup. I think UEFA Cup. So if you didn't know, now you know. $19.10. Look at this. So there we go. That was a good tour. That was a really, really good tour. Great museum. I like the self-pace thing. You don't have to be part of a big group. You go around at your own pace. Get onto the pitch. You do not get the pitch invasion ticket. But if you go sit in the ultra section, you never know when they might have one again. So SK Slavia Praha is actually an umbrella. I don't know if I said this before. So it is a big sports club. I think there are 35 different sports, from netball, floor, swimming, hockey. In fact, for those of you who are NHL fans, Tomáš Hertl plays in the NHL, played for the San Jose Sharks for a long time. He came up through the Slavia Praha system. So again, any club, stadium that has a McDonald's built into the stadium is a friend of mine. Mickey D's. And that is where I'm going to grab a bite to eat before I head across town. On the other side is a hotel. So there you go. So I hope you enjoyed the tour. Please give a like, a comment. I would love to hear your comments on what you thought of the tour, the museum, the stadium. Subscribe if possible. And that's it. The video is over.